The Italian yacht building scene has produced thousands of luxury vessels, scattered across the globe and varying in sizes, styles and specifications. Most of these yachts are known as production yachts, built from moulds and looking all very similar to each other. A handful of Italian builders built their reputations on custom-built yachts though, unique vessels built to demanding requirements and attaining levels of excellence that their mass production counterparts could only ever dream of achieving. Every so often, one such yacht becomes available for sale, and when that happens, the yacht buying world just has to sit up and pay attention. Dr. No was built by one of the most historic and prestigious names in Italian yacht building, CRN of Ancona. I worked there as sales manager for many years, and when I heard that I'd been accepted for that position, I was alive with excitement. CRN had built their reputation on building yachts that will go down in the annals of yachting history. Each one very different from the other, like a pantheon of Roman gods and goddesses admired from afar for their beauty and for their strength, but rarely seen close up. This video though will take a close-up look at the attributes that make Dr. No such a very special vessel and so desirable for a discerning buyer. The timeless and practical styling of her exterior lines, generous and well thought out deck space, her sumptuous and welcoming interior, and features on board that were so well ahead of their time that they set the benchmark for future superyachts to follow. And there's no more fitting place to start this tour of Dr. No than up here on the sun deck. Usually this is where the owner and his guests will want to spend plenty of time, and it's easy to see why. Secluded and yet accessible, open and airy, yet intimate and welcoming, the sun deck offers an opportunity for guests to soak in the sun's rays or enjoy a spot of shade as they relax and are pampered by a highly trained crew serving drinks, snacks from the barbecue, or simply ensuring that you have sufficient sun cream and a fresh towel for the jacuzzi. The sun deck is by no means the only open-air space on board though, and it's hard to imagine a better setting than the upper aft deck to enjoy sumptuous feasts in the company of friends and family as you sample local delicacies prepared by the chef of your choosing. It should be noted at this point too that the chef is certainly well equipped for satisfying the desires of the most demanding of guests, or hosting sizable events on board in this restaurant quality galley. Unlike many superyachts though, CRN took a very practical approach to tender storage when they built Dr. No. Two sizable tenders, one a brand new 5.4 meter rib and the other a custom-built 7.5-meter tender currently also being completely overhauled, are positioned on a dedicated boat deck on the main deck level. Many superyacht captains will confirm that this is the most practical location on board for launch and retrieval of these boats. And water toy storage is not limited to the aft boat deck. A Portuguese bridge leads down from the helm station to a well-organised bow, the perfect place to store jet skis on board. Let's talk for a moment about the interior of this yacht though. Modern builders tend to try to keep the interior volume of a 50-meter yacht as contained as they possibly can, so that the entire yacht is under 500 gross registered tons. Now that's to meet certain class requirements more easily. It wasn't a consideration for CRN though when they built Dr. No-No. This is a 50-meter yacht with a volume of a 60-meter yacht. She's over 600 gross registered tons. Now that's 20% more yacht than you would otherwise get with a more traditional approach to building a vessel of this size. Dr. No-No is not just about more quantity. It is also about a superlative level of quality that's evident in every area that you look on board. Most 50-meter yachts have a relatively small sky lounge, an area that can sometimes be disappointing in its dimensions. Not here though. The sky lounge on Dr. No-No is immense, offering panoramic views of the surrounding seascape in a sumptuous and elegant environment that will most certainly enhance the enjoyment of the owner's stay on board. The main deck lounge too offers a suitably refined and comfortable area on board that gifts picturesque images to all that stay here, so that the sea is never too far away, seemingly blending with the interior decor through the panoramic picture windows. And visitors to the yacht are often pleasantly surprised when they discover this generously proportioned private dining area forward of the main deck lounge. For me, one of the biggest surprises on board Dr. No-No though was found just forward of the dining room. The master stateroom is just huge, a spacious, light, airy and exquisitely furnished area for the owner of the yacht to relax in, and such a wonderful setting to awaken to after days of cruising. The 4 guest staterooms below deck continue with the theme of exclusivity and unique custom building. Each one of these staterooms is very different from the other, offering a variety of sizes, layouts and facilities for the privileged few who can be called guests on board Dr. No-No. The tendency of modern yacht builders is to put the tender like this inside the yacht. Now they do that to keep all of the deck space free of clutter. Of course, the disadvantage of that is that there's only so many tenders you can fit inside the yacht, and they can only be of a certain size. And of course, if the deck space is free, the inside of the yacht is no longer free. You can't have it both ways. So it makes sense to have a boat deck for your tenders if you do something very clever with the area that you would otherwise use for stowing the tender. If you do something like this. I've seen this area used on modern yachts so many times as a gymnasium, a bar area, even a sauna, but never have I seen such a beautifully appointed, relaxing, practical beach club area as this one on Dr. No-No. CRN were way ahead of their time when they designed this. It is a wonderful use of an area that's so often tied up with machinery or tender storage. But actually, when used like this, affords the owner and his guests a wonderful opportunity to be right up close to the sea, fully enjoying their surroundings, but still relishing the feeling of being on board a super yacht. If I thought that working at the CRN shipyard was an exciting time, let me tell you that being given the responsibility of finding a buyer for this marvellous CRN yacht is an even greater privilege still. I share the listing with a colleague of mine also at Northrop & Johnson, Ed Dickinson, and from time to time buyers call us and ask us particularly about how many hours are on the engines of that yacht. It's a normal enough question to ask. It seems to reflect how much the yacht has been used, a little bit like asking how many miles are on the clock of a car. I have to say though that the marine diesel engines that are installed on yachts like this have been built to go on and on and on and on as long as they are well looked after. So the question that perhaps a buyer should be asking is about the maintenance and service schedule of that yacht. That's the important thing. In the case of Dr. Nono, not only has she been well maintained, she has been well loved by an owner who clearly takes pride in his yacht. Just this year, she's completed her 10-year class survey. The engines and all of the major machinery have been completely overhauled. The generators have been replaced. The hull has been repainted with that lovely punchy Empress blue colour. The AV system has been upgraded. The list goes on and on. There has never been a better time to buy this yacht. There has never been a better time to become the owner of what is not just a piece of Italian yachting heritage, but also a very spacious, wonderfully maintained, thoroughly enjoyable luxury yacht. Ed Dickinson and I are the men that can make that happen for you. So if you're watching this video and you would like to take a closer look at Dr. Nono, contact either one of us on the email addresses shown.